very different story to my other books, because it was a book that I'd kind of had in the back of my mind for a while, but I'd looked and Moon Books already had a book about cats. And then Trevor, our wonderful editor, put something up on Facebook saying, we're going to do this series of books about animals called The Magic of. Who wants to write what? Well, as you can imagine, there was this mass pile-on of Moon Books authors who all wanted to write these animal books, and a large number of them wanted to write The Magic of Cats. So I was like, right, cats, Trevor, I have to write cats. And I posted 2 pictures underneath, one of my black and white cat Marlowe, looking really scornful, and then another one of my ginger cat Alfie looking kind of a bit sad. And I was like, Trevor, if you don't give me this book, these 2 are going to come and find you. So I'm pretty sure that's what swung it. That was the picture of those 2 boys. And so I got given The Magic of Cats, and I was thrilled. I was over the moon. I kind of was having a little party, and then I got the contract, and this cold chill went through me, because one of the questions was, what's your unique selling point for this book? And I was like, how many books are there out there about cats and magic? Loads of them. How do I make this unique? So that was my big challenge with this book, was really getting to make it unique. And I used a poem I wrote about 10 years before called The Cat of the Night and the Cat of the Day, which is what's on the front cover, those 2 cats chasing each other. And it's what I used to structure the book. So that's the story, how this book came to be. The key thing this book can offer you is thousands of years of history of cat magic in a very short book. So we go right the way back to the Egyptians, to the first kind of relationship between humans and cats that we've got recorded, to the very first cat name, the magical Egyptian word for cat. So it's got all of that, but it brings you right up to date, right up to contemporary times. So that whole span in a very, very short book. And the other thing I think it can give you is a new kind of cat, a unique new kind of magical cat, which I've not seen in any other cat magic books. And that's the Cat of the Day. This book was hard. This was a difficult book to write. My other books were written when I either had a part-time job or when I was in lockdown during COVID. I kind of signed up for this book kind of while I was still in a bit of lockdown. But by the time I actually come to write it, I had a full-time job, a brand new full-time job. And although I was doing loads and loads of research, actually finding time to craft it together was very hard. So what I had to do for this book was I took 2 weeks off over Christmas. I set myself writing targets for each day. The only days I took off were Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and New Year's Day. And other than that, I sat at a computer from about 8:30 in the morning until whenever I hit that writing target. And I just had to write it. It was like, I have got 2 weeks to get this book down, and then I'm back to work. And I'd managed to set myself targets to get to, I think, chapter 5 by the end of the holiday. But what I actually managed to do was I actually got to the end of the book by the end of the holiday, which was a miracle, frankly. And then that gave me lots of time then to write, rewrite, read, pass to people, get feedback on it. The actual process of writing was just a 2-week slog with vegan turkey. I've been writing for a very, very long time. I wrote from when I was a child. You can just see behind me, these are my diaries. I've kept a diary every day since 1986. So that probably ages me a little bit. But I would always write for myself, and it took a very, very long time for me to share my writing with other people. And I think that's the thing that I wish I'd known, which is the point at which you start sharing, you start to become a better writer, because you stop writing for yourself and you start writing for people. And it's not always successful. Sometimes you do absolutely terrible things and you get rejections and people kind of go, what the hell is that? But it's that process of putting it out there, getting that feedback. It makes you such a better writer. So if you are writing, get your writing out there as soon as you can. I wrote this book for people to fall in love with cats. So it's for cat lovers, And I want them to just have a little bit of magic sprinkled on the top of their cat love. I want people who aren't keen on cats to fall in love with cats and find out what they're really like, because there's a lot of misconceptions out there. And I want readers to get to know my two cats, who this book is based on, Marlowe and Alfie, the cat of the night and the cat of the day. And secretly, I think I want them to become very famous.